So, so, just thinking about some things. Just thinking about how some people from my mental health program, some people from the old mental health program, because I'm obviously in a different program now than some people. Even if I am in the same program with some people, I don't see a lot of people within the program I'm a part of. I usually just do my own thing, and I'm more independent and more of an adult and more independent. I just do my own thing, and I don't really have the same stuff as I used to compared to when I was like maybe like 18 through like 26 to 27 or something like that, or 28, or however long this fucking program goes for. But I've been just thinking to myself when it comes to mental health programs and stuff. When I was in the young adult program, when I was actually starting to change and age out of the mental health program and stuff like that, and get involved with certain people and etc., that people were just trying to get close to me. They were trying to change me. They were trying to dog me out, basically. They were trying to change me, get close to me, and basically dog me out for their own liking on their own standards, and try to change who I was and change my values and change the core of who I was as a person to really make me not really respectable or etc., and make me in the light of not being respectable and stuff. um Granted, I made a lot of mistakes. People say, "Oh, we didn't tell you, you know." Some people are like, "Oh, we didn't tell you that you had to date your ex and stuff like that." But no, they didn't have to tell me how to date my ex and stuff like that. But then they were supportive of it. But then they were really supportive of it, that they were trying, that at one point that I was dating my ex and stuff like that. But um, you know, the state was very supportive of it, and the state knew that I was dating my ex, but which I took my last, I think my last actual ex that I can say was an ex girlfriend from the mental health program for the younger for the from the younger adult program. I think was probably over 7 to 8 years ago, almost probably over 7 to 8 years ago or more. Um, but that was the ex that kind of got me into smoking pot and got me into smoking, and or had me smoking for a little bit of smoking pot. I mean, I don't smoke pot anymore, but got me into smoking pot, and I've been sober for about, I think shortly after that relationship had ended, I kind of cut myself off, and I kind of became very, I don't want to say sober, but I mean, I lived a life, basically without pot ever since that breakup. But during that breakup, I was pretty much, led down the rabbit hole of basically trying to smoke, and, obviously they wanted me to wear, they wanted to downgrade me. They didn't want me wearing all of my nicer clothes. They didn't like my nicer clothes. They didn't like my nicer colognes. They try to downgrade me. They're like, "Oh, wear this and wear that and wear this," and it's like all the old clothes that I used to have, that back in my 18, 20 year old clothes, that my mom picked out for me. It's not like any type of adult type of clothes. It's my mom. Your mom has to pick out your outfits or etc., and you got to be happy with that shit. For me now, it's like I try to pick out my own clothes. I try to do what I need to do, and why shouldn't I? Because I'm a 33-year old fucking man going on 34 in about 2 or 3 months. Going on 34 in 2 or 3 months. So, um, it's been a very wild ride. My 33 year old years. But I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna say too that it was only my ex trying to dog me out either. It was other people too trying to get close to me, change me, and kind of try to dog me out, or try to take from me, or try to just abuse, just emotionally and like mentally abuse, like kind of just abuse and take advantage of certain situations and things when it came to my personal boundaries and things like that people kind of took advantage of and stuff like that. So, um, as an adult, I just kind of do my own thing, and I'm happy to have my own peace and quiet, and just to be, just to be single for now until the right person comes along, or I can find the right person. I mean, obviously, I'm not interested in getting back with any of these people that try to dog me out or etc. You know, any of these people from the past, I'm not really interested in getting back with who tried to dog me out or try to change me and etc. I'm just not really interested in trying to get back with those type of people or that type of life. Sorry, it's tired. I'm tired. It's like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning, but um, now people try to dog me out. People try to change me. People try to change my values, my reputation, and for a while there, they were almost leading me down the wrong path or the wrong areas of life that really kind of were affecting my artist stuff and some things with my art, the arts and things that I really should have been taking a lot more seriously, you know. So are these people gonna come back into my life again? Are they gonna come near me and try to, start their bullshit? And I'm supposed to just jump and feel like I'm supposed to comply to their bullshit? No, I'm not gonna comply to their bullshit anymore. I mean, obviously, what's done is done. You know, what's done is done. I mean, people can be mad about it all they want to. People can try to be mad for not being able to dog me out or not trying to have me in their life because really they want me in their lives, but they're mad because their actions shown that their actions shown otherwise, and it's at the point where I just say it's too late for shit, and people still wanted to try to dog me out and do shit and violate, and then when I say it's too late for shit and I'm moving out with my life, people are all mad and upset about it. I'm just saying, well, fucking well, you know. So, you know, sometimes I'm at that point now where it's like I'm getting older. I'm getting older and older and older. I'm gonna get older and older and older. I mean, I'm almost in my mid 30s. I'm almost in my mid 30s already. I'm almost 30. I'm gonna be 34 in 3 months. So I'm almost in my mid 30s. So for that being said and shit like that, I mean, I don't have time for games and this childhood bullshit because I'm still really older, you know. I'm older now. I'm older now compared to where I was, 20 years ago. And I've been through a lot and some things some a lot of things are room for improvement, but um some things could have been better and a lot of things could have been room for improvement, but um I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. It's about how far I've come. It's about how far I've grown and how far I live my life and etc. Um, but I'm doing the best I can to live and be happy and be free and try to do what I gotta do. Um, but I don't know. I really don't know at this point. I'm just like, I'm just looking at myself like, I don't really know. But I just realized too that people just try to dog me out and change me and try to really kind of throw, they basically, basically got me to basically have sex with them and just start rumors like, oh, I had sex with Carl, or I had sex, stupid childhood, not childhood, but stupid childish bullshit, over just having sex with somebody and obviously, being intimate with somebody in that nature that there's been a lot of shit like, oh, I had sex with Carl, or I threw it, I'm throwing it in Carl's face that I had sex with Carl. I've seen Carl's, shit and, and how some people just go back and forth like they want to try to violate and stuff because of it and because they're not getting their way and um I'm done. I'm so fucking done. It's not funny, but I was just thinking about all the people that have tried to dog me, try to dog me out or try to change me or try to manipulate situations or manipulate my situation or my time or my value and shit because because they have nothing better to do or they just want to cause drama or issues or etc. I'm just kind of fucking tired of that shit. Like today, I'm gonna use an example. I'm not gonna go into too many examples, but today I was talking to a woman in the grocery store. I was talking to a woman in the grocery store at Stop and Shop. She was asking me where the apple cider vinegar was after I complimented her on her hair. I complimented her on her hair, and then she started asking me where the apple cider vinegar was, and I didn't actually know per se, and I was trying to figure out how to tell her and trying to figure out where it might be. And then somebody comes along and tries to just tell her and get in the way of my flirting, or trying to connect with somebody. They just basically try to get in the way of shit, and then that person's just like, well, nice talking to you, bye. Like, because I think that person knew that I wanted to talk, I wanted to, flirt a little bit, and then that other person was like, kind of in the way, trying to almost expect drama because I couldn't talk to the actual person at the grocery store because couldn't get my flirt on and shit because obviously that person has some type of prejudice or something against me. Sorry, I'm dropping my camera over here because that person has some type of prejudice or something against me, but I'm good for the most part. I'm good for the most part with life. I'm good with life. I'm good with things. Um, I'm getting older. I'm shaving my head. I mean, I almost remind myself of my one of my oldest brothers. He's actually bald up here. He's like bald up here, but I remind myself of one of my oldest brothers a little bit. With like just shaving my head kind of bald like this. I mean, I had hair probably about like a month or two ago, and then I went with the buzzer and shaved it all off one more time before the winter gets really crazily. Because sometimes when I get longer hair and when it gets really hot and I get really sweaty and I always wear my hats all the time, my head doesn't always feel very this feels very itchy or very dried out. But I also wear those hats in the heat too, so it's not really it's kind of affecting my. But um, I'm doing the best I can. Doing the best I can to keep my hygiene good and my haircut. Um, I look like my mother. I look like my mother, and I don't know. I look like my mother, and hmm. Seeing in my eyes, I'm tired. I look like my mother. I don't know if I look like my father, but I look like my mother. Some people say I look like my father too, but I don't know. I don't think my parents were good looking people. My parents were probably not good looking people. But then again, it was like the 80s, 70s, 50s. People just didn't care. People were older, were older values, and they didn't always care about looks. They cared about something that they thought was love or built on love, or whatever the case scenario would be, and pretty much hooked up and created kids, even when they were maybe shouldn't have maybe made a kid, or etc. But um because some people, because there's a big debate where both of my parents, biological parents, struggle with their mental health. Like myself, both of my parents struggle with their mental health, and were in similar positions that I was, and or are in similar positions than I was, and you know, it's just like they instead of providing better for their son or being able to achieve, being able to really show their son that they can achieve, he can achieve his dreams and etc. That they basically kind of undervalue him and stuff like that because obviously we're raised in the system, and what makes you think you're gonna be ever be not raised out of in the system, or be able to get out of the system, or be able to break away from the system. I think a lot of people look at me funny because I'm because they know I'm trying to do a lot of stuff that's not really systematically based. There's a lot of people just going back and forth with drama and stuff, and trying to dog other people out and cause drama and go back and forth with personal details and shit like that. But But it's not just me. It happens with other people too, especially within the or had in the younger mental health program. I don't know how it is now because obviously that was like 5 6 years ago. But back in the day, there was a lot of drama and shit, and people were trying to dog people out and shit like that. People were doing drugs, behind closed doors, and all kinds of shit. So, um, you know, but I mean, at this point, you just I'm older. I'm older, and I'm so done with everything. I'm just and I do. And the thing is that what pisses people off is I believe in having a life that many people do not understand why I should believe in having that type of life, or believing in that and having those types of dreams, or etc. Because some people know me. They just know somebody who was from a mental health program, or struggles with their mental health. They don't really know. See, people get certain aspects of me. People get certain aspects of me. People get certain things of me. They get to see certain things of me as a person, but they don't get to see sometimes who I really am, or how I really am, or what I truly believe in, or what I'm truly about. And there's so much more to me, and etc. Especially me as an artist and stuff. There's so much more to me as a person and an artist and a human being that many people in the mental health program don't get to see, because we're only there for what to talk about mental health, or etc. Or go through our mental health programming. But I mean, many people don't get are now never going to get to see the point of me growing, or evolving, or changing, or becoming a better person, or becoming the person I'm meant to be. None of the people from the past, or any of the programs, are going to be able to get to see me kind of grow, change, evolve, and become a better person, because they all violated. They all violated. They all try to dog me. Some of them try to dog me out. Some of them really try to treat me very wrongly and stuff like that. Granted, there were a couple people from the adult program that I knew in my mental health program. They used to come and help. They used to come and help me clean my apartment, and come help me clean my apartment, and try to help me clean and take care of some stuff and do what I have to do. Hold on, I'm wondering if I'm hearing the fire alarm. I'm not sure if that is or not, but I think it was, but somebody got it. But you know, you know, I don't know. But there were some people in the mental health program that used to help me clean and stuff, that were very good people, and stuff. They used to be part of this homeworks program that used to come help me clean, and kind of be an assistant to help me clean and better work on my skills and stuff like that. And some of the people I work, not all the people I work with. I've worked with some young adults and stuff that weren't really that great and stuff, but some of the people I worked with, some of them were more in the adult program, were were very good, and some of them were very good, and really great people to get along with. We got along great, and we really worked really well with each other. Um, it's just like a lot of the younger generations, and the younger generations of the program that I came from, when it came to mental health and etc., was not really the greatest, or not really the brightest, or etc. And I am happy to be done with it. Although people say too is that the young adult programs and stuff get a lot of stuff handed to them. They get a lot of stuff handed to them. They get a lot of stuff done for them and stuff like that, or they had in the past. I don't know. I mean, I hear rumors that used to be too, where where people could go to the mall, and stuff on the weekends and stuff like that. But then I think they changed that because they want people to do stuff in Torrington and stuff like that, because I mean, obviously they want people to get used to doing stuff locally, and doing getting around locally and on their own. But there used to be trips in the young adult program when I was in the program for mental health, that, I would get calls on the weekend to go to the mall and stuff. There used to be mall trips. We used to go to the mall. We used to do things like that, go to the movies, go out to eat, and do stuff like that. But I know things had changed, like very, very, very well changed over the years, or started to, right before I started aging out of this so-called young adult program, you know. So I mean, but there were things too that they have parties. They have parties on the holidays. They have parties. They have parties on some of the holidays and stuff, or they get to get to do certain things on like for parties and stuff that that people in the adult program don't always really get to do or always get to really get to experience that. The young adult program gets some things handed to them. People say, "Oh, you get everything handed to you," but people in the young adult program got stuff handed to them too. And I don't think I get everything handed to me. The thing is about that is nobody really gets to see the losses. Everybody gets to see the successes of the success about what I go through. Everybody gets to see the success, or always gets to see the good things, but nobody gets to see the losses, or nobody gets to see what I really go through to really experience what I have to experience. And unfortunately, as I said before, some of the younger mental health clients were part of that, or a part of that, and some other people were also a part of that. Um, I obviously left the program 5 years ago. It wasn't necessarily just younger mental health clients, but it was also basically a couple of the people that worked for this clubhouse thing that were also mental health staff that basically kind of mishandled me and mishandled my situation and kind of added to the toxicity and the things that were not working for me and the toxicity and stuff that I had to deal with that I ended up having to walk away from. That really ended up creating issues and etc. So um you know I'm doing the best I can though. I'm doing the best I can to just move forward, work on my dreams, work on my goals. I'm learning how to be happy being single. I mean, obviously, I have my own stuff. Nobody's rummaging through my stuff. Nobody's trying to go into go into private areas of my house because I haven't had too many people over rummaging through my stuff or being rude or disrespectful to my belongings or my personal space. I mean, I've had a couple of my neighbors kind of violate my rights as a human, as an adult, that when it comes to the things I can do or the things I can eat and stuff like that, or the things I could buy and stuff like that. People want to kind of violate and try to have a say and an opinion on stuff, but I'm just gonna shake off that bullshit too and just do what I have to do. Um, for the most part, though, I mean, I'm just thinking about the mental health programs and about how people were trying to dog me out and how people are trying to very much violate and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, some people are going to eventually, transition and change into the adult program too, from the young adult program. They're gonna change at a certain age too, and if they're still in the program, they are going to end up going into the adult program. But when the adult program, a lot of people don't end up seeing each other and stuff like that. A lot of people don't end up seeing each other. People end up doing their own things and having to go their own separate ways and just follow, just do their own thing. And, I've actually kind of liked the adult program a little bit better because obviously if you have the money to do what you want to do, you can do it. I mean, obviously in the young adult program, sometimes it was like you got to follow the ways of the group, right? You got to follow the ways of the group when it comes to younger adult mental health recoveries. That you got to follow the ways of the group. You got to do what the group's doing and stuff like that. Even if you don't really like what the group's doing, and they call you for a group, they're like, "Oh, come on for a group," and you got to do what the group's doing, and you might not always like what the group's doing, and sometimes you feel like you're wasting your money doing what the group's doing, or and stuff like that, because as an adult, you can do what you want with your money. You can do what you want to do, what you have to do with your money, and etc. And you can do what you want to pass the time and keep yourself, occupied. And if you don't have the money, then great. You just have to figure out some things as an adult. But um, you know, that's the thing about too is when the young adult program too. I mean, I had some of the workers and stuff take all the clients and stuff out as a group to eat and stuff, right? And I would basically go hungry because I would have no money for this, that, or that, for when it came time to like go eat with the group and etc. I would have no money to go do stuff like eat out, with the group and stuff like that. So there's times I would sit there and go hungry, and I don't want to deal with that type of bullshit anymore. I don't want to deal with that type of bullshit. And then there was a couple. There was other types of shit too that had happened. Um. So as an adult, I kind of just can stay to myself. I can kind of come and go as I please. Just locally at this point. Locally, I'm able to get to point A to point P, point A to point B locally. Sorry, it's like late, but point A to point B locally and do what I have to do. But um, I rarely ever get to really leave Torrington or get to leave, leave where I basically, am living or, but, I still get to, go out and be an adult and get to experience life, or I'm going to be able to, and I'm really thankful and happy for that. So, um, you know, but yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I wanted to get that off my chest. I wanted to chill. People just want to dog me out. People think they can violate. People think they can't respect my boundaries. People are probably getting really pissed and upset about that too. People are getting probably really pissed and upset that my boundary, that I'm putting up boundaries, or I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. I don't want to deal with this stuff, or when I finally put my foot down and said enough's enough, I'm done. People are probably flipping out and stuff like that because they just don't know how to deal with shit because they feel some type of way about me or kind of have some type of attachment to me that they kind of have a hard time dealing with, and it's not my problem. If it becomes my problem and it starts affecting the things that I'm doing, then eventually it'll be handled. But for the most part, I'm not gonna let it drag me down or bother me because at the end of the day, I'm just gonna do me and do what I have to do. So. But when it comes to these mental health programs, there was a lot of drama. There was a lot of issues when it came to different things. There were a lot of, people were fighting people were gossiping, people were bickering, a lot of legal issues for some of the peers and stuff I had too, I was lucky I almost didn't get dragged down in legal issues, all kinds of shit like that. So, I'm at that point where I just don't give a fuck anymore. It's just like, do your own shit. Just leave me the fuck alone. Let me do my shit, and, we'll go about our day and our business the way we go about them. I'm like a 33-year-old fucking adult. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to eat what I want. I'm going to drink what I want. I'll smoke what I want if I wanted to smoke, but I can't smoke because I don't smoke anymore. It's funny too because after I stopped smoking and I actually was actually stopped smoking for several years and stuff like that. That the building I live in for my housing and stuff, the building I live in, had actually turned out to be a no smoking building. You can't smoke in the building whatsoever. No smoking in the building and no smoking in your apartment. So I definitely can't smoke now, but I mean, it used to be a time I used to be able to smoke and etc. But that was years ago. Um, so used to be every other floor. I think every other floor used to have a smoking. Certain floors used to be a smoking floor, and other floors that used were a smoking floor. So. But now it's not like that anymore. Things have changed and things have been changing. So, um, but anyway, it's just chilling at this point, living my life, doing what I have to do. Trying to grow in my beard. That's one thing I want to do when I get older. I mean, it's growing in a little right here, but right here it's not growing in and too much on the sides, but I'm trying to grow in my beard. I mean, I shaved it shorter now, but I wanted to grow it in, and I was growing in longer, but I shaved it shorter because I wanted to grow it in. I mean, that's one thing I want to do when I get into my mid 30s or my 40s is I want to be able to have my facial hair grow in. I don't want to like just keep having to cut it and stuff because it's not growing in. And it is growing in slowly but surely, but I want to be able to grow, cut my, have it grow in and stuff like that. I dyed my hair a couple times too, and that was a big mistake because ever since I dyed my hair too, um, my scalp didn't like the chemicals of the hair dye, so my scalp has a lot of problems with. being dried out, and just getting like really itchy and stuff like that. My scalp has a lot of problems because of the chemicals of the hair dye, and ever since then, my head has been really, really bothered by the chemicals. So, anyways, I'm gonna get offline, but people just, point being is people just want to take, people are upset because, things have changed, the situations has changed, and I'm no longer gonna put up with certain shit. People try, because people try to be very, very nasty, or very, however they were trying to be in the past, and I'm just done with it. So, anyways.